Welcome to Curious Caravan. I'm Jason, and with me is my co host Lizette. We're here to take you on a journey to America's most curious, quirky, and downright unforgettable spots.
Yep, so if you're into hidden gems, oddball attractions, and a little nostalgia, you're in the right place. Every episode, we're going to dive into a new destination that'll have you itching to explore, or at least give you a fun story to share.
So buckle up because we're about to take you off the beaten path of some of the weirdest and most wonderful places around. Let's dive right into Curious Caravan. Well, welcome back to another episode of Curious Caravan. Here we go again. This week, we're talking about food cravings and visiting cities for those cravings. And Lizette took a little adventure last week to New York City, didn't you?
Yeah, it was my first time in New York too. Very, very different and not what I expected in terms of food.
Oh, really? Well, I kind of gave Lizette a mission for this trip because I've never been to NYC either. And I'm hoping to go one day. You would think a theater kid like me would absolutely make it to NYC to see some Broadway shows, but no, I had to live vicariously through Lizette and her stomach this time around. But, I am a big foodie, and as we know, New York City is known for some of its best
Food
bites.
signs,
I
yeah.
mean, bagels, Chinese, all of it. So, Lizette, what were your initial thoughts of just, getting to NYC in general?
Getting to NYC was such an adventure. I honestly went in with a lot of trepidation of New York, but also a lot of excitement, I will say.
What was your
Overall,
trepidations?
I was a little nervous about the subway. I mean, being,
Oh,
yeah, being a Dallas girl, we don't have a very reliable well, we have a reliable public transportation system, but nothing in comparison to New York's. So, was a little nervous there, especially around the stories you hear about subways and, just their little critters of the night. So was nervous about that. And luckily, never experienced a bad subway
no rats the
experience.
size of chihuahuas or anything like that down there.
No, none of that. No crazy people down there, which I was nervous about. And honestly, can say every time I entered the subway, I was like, I'm conquering one fear. This is incredible.
Well,
So,
here in Florida, we don't have any kind of public transportation like that. I mean, we have buses, but we don't have subways because they'd be underwater. So, I can understand that. Were there any, on your subway experiences, were there any of those like subway singers or musicians down there?
no, but I am so bummed. The one day it was kind of not rainy, but it was the day after it had rained, and I was just gonna go around where my hotel was. I found out that the day I didn't use the subway was the same day Ed Sheeran and Jimmy Kimmel were busking in one of the subway stops nearby. So I was,
Ah,
yes, I missed them. And huge Ed fan. I actually met him when I was younger. So have always loved him. And I was so bummed to find out that he was down there.
oh man, you could have been that crazy fan running up in the subway being like, remember me from a decade ago?
I should have, and I should have brought my orange sweater that I met with him. I'll have
I'm
to
sure
send you
he
the
would have
pic.
absolutely remembered. I am sure it would have stood right out.
After the many years and the many fans, I am the most significant, obviously.
Lizette in her orange sweater. Ed Sheeran, I know I made an impression.
My new LinkedIn picture, you'll see it next week.
I want to get right down to it though, because, Statue of Liberty, Ellis Island, whatever. I'm all about where are the best bagels, where's the good eats. I'd
Oh,
be hunting down all the food carts and everything out there. Central Park. What carts are in Central Park where I can chow down? So I know that you went to a spot
bagels.
called Liberty Bagels, which was ranked like the number one spot to eat in Midtown.
Delicious.
How was it?
It was so good. So I was actually trying to get to a different bagel shop, to be honest. And while I was walking, I had made like a coffee stop as well. I was like, oh, this looks cute. I need coffee. It's cold. And had like an Aries coffee. Incredible. It had a couple like little sprigs of something I couldn't even tell you, but delicious. And then I stumbled into Liberty Bagel. The only reason why was because the line was out the door. I saw a bagel shop. I was hungry and I was like, line out the door. Hunger means
That's where to go.
yeah, that's the spot. So I was like,
Lines mean it's good. People don't wait in line for
for
junk.
exactly. And so when we finally got inside, you could smell the fresh bagels. There were like all of these stands with all the kinds of like cream cheeses and, all these
We got
little
to call it
mixtures.
schmear, schmear in New
Schmear,
York.
schmear.
Well, I mean, they're like the old-fashioned hand rolled, they're kettle boiled. I
Yes,
mean, did you see them
yes.
like doing it? Like, can you see them
Mm-mm.
like boiling the bagels there?
You can't see them boiling the bagels. You see them kind of packaging it up and smearing it a little bit if you can stand pretty tall. I'm only 5'2", so I couldn't really see over it. But you could if you got the right angle. And still, everyone was just super nice, super chatty. Honestly, the smell, I wish I could convey a smell through a podcast. It was just the best.
Well, let
It
me tell you,
was.
she was sending me pictures of this stuff while she was there, and I was extremely jealous as I'm over here eating my diet protein bar. These bagels are like the size of your head.
They were. They were honestly the size of your head. And also, I could barely finish it. I like had at least half and then some, and I was stuffed and I could not finish it. And after that, I was like, I don't need to eat for the rest of the day. I did because, it's New York, you got to eat.
Well, you
But
walk it off.
you walk it off, and I walked a lot.
Now, did you see their famous rainbow bagel?
Yes, seeing it in person too, because the person in front of me had ordered one. It looked beautiful. Like you can clearly see the lines, distinctions, and it's just art in a bagel. So, I just wanted to take it out of their hands, but they had kids, so I couldn't do that. And also, that's rude. So, I
Now,
didn't.
what one did you get? You got one of like the breakfast ones, right?
Yeah, I got true to my Texan self. I got the New Yorker.
And what does that entail?
It was a bagel with like sausage, hash brown, egg, cheese, some schmear, and on an everything bagel and
Ugh.
divine, melted in your mouth.
We need to hurry up and finish this episode because I'm getting hungry. Now, they also have a lot of unique cream cheeses there. I mean,
So
everything
many.
from lemon lox dill to
Yes.
tofu. So you vegans out there,
Oh, yeah,
they've got
definitely.
a wide range of things
I
that you
think
can enjoy. They even have like a sweet, like a cream cheese with sprinkles in it.
Yeah, they did. I think that's why it does so well because it can kind of meet anyone's dietary restrictions. So they had like kosher bagels, I want to say. I was very overwhelmed since there was so much going on, but their lox bagels looked incredible.
Well,
It
and
was, mm,
listen, they're strong. Like, if you could see the pictures of this stuff, and if you're in NYC or ever visiting, you've got to go to this place because, like, their strawberry cream cheese has like real strawberries in it. This isn't like
mm-hmm,
no Philadelphia dyed pink cream cheese. This is like
mm-mm.
strawberry cream cheese with real fresh strawberries. So, you're getting like primo,
Yeah.
primo.
I didn't even realize this as I was walking out. I even saw they had that kind of, there's this page on Instagram called Secret and then Insert City. And so
Mhm.
Secret New York City had actually been there and ranked them. So I didn't realize that until I was leaving and was like, oh, cool. Like I found a little hidden location here in New York, despite me not even trying to find it. So it was delicious and a great find. I will go back solely for the bagels.
Man, I'm just gonna have to fly up there and say, screw Broadway. I'm going for the bagel, and that's it. I'm getting the bagel.
You
Now,
should.
what else stood out in terms of your foodie finds while you were in NYC?
So, two places stood out a lot. in addition to the list that you sent me, because those places were also incredible. But these two places, I asked two locals that I knew there. I was like, hey, where do I go for lunch or where do I go for here? And so one spot they sent me to is Katagiri. And so Katagiri is actually a Japanese grocery store.
Oh,
Like, no, like straight up a Japanese grocery store. And it had been around for quite some time. It's either 1800 or 1700, like quite some time is what I mean. So it's been a staple of the city. And so this grocery store, it's truly like in the back of the shop, it is, you can get your traditional like Japanese foods, specialty sauces, even vegetables are there too. But in the front of the store, you can get hot and ready actual ramen, not just the prepackaged stuff that you would get at any grocery store. They also had little bento boxes. You could get, I always forget the name of it, and so correct me if I'm wrong, but it's the little triangles with rice and like stuffing. So I got one of those too. And
oh,
that
like the
was,
little rice balls.
yes.
Just to clarify, because Lizette's history is a little off here.
Thank you.
The grocery store opened in 1907
Ah, of course, I
by
get
the
my numbers
Katagiri
wrong.
brothers. So 1700s, 1800s, not that far back,
Ah,
but
my bad.
1907,
Ah, you know what?
close
That's
enough.
embarrassing on my part. I was really close, not even maybe 100 or so years off, but it's fine. They've been around
Oh,
for some time. They've been around from some time. That's what I was getting
we
at.
need to go back and look at Lizette's history grades from her high school days. I'm wondering what that looked like on her report card.
You know what? Surprisingly, they asked me to minor in it because I excelled so well. It's just
Oh, well, what
now,
happened?
age.
She says age. Give me a break.
But it felt so authentic to just living life in New York that when I went in, I was like, oh, I could see myself going here just for like a quick bite, or even just like you couldn't hang out there. They had maybe one like chair,
Hmm.
but you could just pop in with your friends, grab a quick bite for the night, and then have a little movie night back at your apartment. That's kind of the vibe this place gave off because it was so cozy. And
And just to clarify, the little triangles of rice that are wrapped in seaweed and stuffed are onigiri.
yes, I
And
am so glad you said that.
you can get them stuffed with, normally they're stuffed with like salmon.
Yep. They had different
Um,
flavors. They didn't have just salmon. They had a lot of different options there as well.
well, I do love some good, authentic Asian cuisine. So definitely, if you're looking for something that's like history meets, good
Hmm.
eats, this is definitely a place to check out.
Yes, must check out. My next other favorite spot as
Uh-huh.
well was Olentico. This Olentico is, I don't want to call it like a sulumeria, which is like, a salami shop where you get like sandwiches, but it's very much similar to that. It's a sandwich shop, but it's completely run by, I believe they're Italian. I never asked because I could look it up. But it was so great to hear everyone just talking to each other. Also, line out the door, pouring rain outside. And I'm standing there waiting for my sandwich because I knew it was going to be good. And I was not disappointed. Not
Well,
disappointed. Ooh.
it is authentic Italian and it's run by the Mazzanti family since 1991.
Oh, look at that. Look at me in the 1900s going to authentic places. I love it.
It's definitely Italian, but they've got amazing Italian sandwiches. Like for real, these are some of
It was
when I'm talking
delicious.
piled
Piled
high.
high. I didn't know how to order at this place, to be honest. I walked
Was
in,
it more like a counter kind of
yes,
situation?
it's a counter situation. So kind of like you walk in and you're immediately greeted by like kind of these tables to the left and right, and then there's a counter straight ahead. So what you do is you really just tell them there, and you're like, hey, I don't want this, or I want this added,
What
whatever it
did you
is.
get there?
I got a prosciutto sandwich. It had like prosciutto, arugula, some mozzarella. and some, there was like a sauce, and I can't remember which sauce because it was one of theirs that I had added to it, and it was really good. That one was another recommendation by a friend of mine out there, and he was like, I love it. It's such a good spot. And it was a quick bite. Like you get in, you get out because there's no room to stand. That's how packed it is. And if you got a table, congrats. You're one of the lucky few.
Yeah.
One of the lucky few. I was not one of those. So I took my sandwich in the rain and I was like, I'm gonna keep biting at it because I'm starving. So you can picture me with my umbrella eating a sandwich in a rainy day in New York. That's how it was. And it was so worth it. Ah,
Looks like they've got a lot of great unique sandwiches though, and it looks like authentic like Italian flavors. I mean, this
yeah.
this one, The Odd Couple, sounds great with porchetta, gorgonzola, and pistachio cream. What a
Oh,
combo that sounds like. And I love
that does.
pistachios.
Ooh, you
Yum.
do. You love pistachios. I
I do.
remember
I eat
that.
anything pistachio, everything pistachio, pistachio pudding, pistachio nuts, pistachio. I real see, and I'm shocked that I haven't been able to track down one of those Dubai chocolate bars, which have the pistachio
I've been seeing
cream in the
those
middle.
everywhere. Like
I
I will
know.
find you a spot in your area just so you can
Give me
try
the
because
pistachio chocolate something.
yeah, because I've been nervous about that one for sure. Hmm.
Nervous.
Yeah, because I'm not as big a pistachio fan as you. That's why I'm
Oh,
nervous.
okay.
So I don't know.
Terrified of the pistachios.
It's gonna hurt me.
So I
Ugh.
know that you went and got a Korean corn dog.
Oh yeah, at Jongro hot dog. Ooh, it was so good. I have never had a Korean corn dog. I'm gonna preface that. So I didn't know how to order there. Everywhere I went, I didn't know how to order, if I'm being honest. So I just got what looked good. And I got the ramen one with like I drizzled sauce after the picture I sent to you. So it looks dry in that, but it is not. It was
I
delicious.
swear
Add
it's not dry. For listeners who don't know what a Korean corn dog is, it is like a corn dog, but they usually will put half corn dog, like half hot dog, half cheese inside, and then they
yes,
dip it in like the corn dog breading and fry it, and then they'll actually like roll it in different
toppings.
outside like toppings for the crust and deep fry it so you can get it like deep
Hmm.
crusted with potato or the ramen. They'll roll it in ramen like Miss
Yeah.
Lizette got,
Oh yeah.
nice little crunchy
Oh,
exterior.
the crunchy bits, incredible. I'm a crunch fanatic.
I would assume that New York knows how to do it because I can tell you right down here in Florida, they do not know how to do it. I have been wanting a Korean corn dog so bad, and I went and tried to get one. It was like bite into a soggy mouthful of grease. I was very disappointed.
Oh
Um,
no.
I see
Yeah.
them all on TikTok and Instagram, and everyone's just loving these cheese pull,
Oh,
you know,
the
Korean
cheese
corn
pull
dogs,
was
and
top notch. Top notch.
nothing, nothing
Yeah.
for me.
They also, so interesting when you sent me on that journey for the Jongro, it is actually attached to this place called Machi Machi.
Oh.
Yeah. So like you walk in and it's very I don't know what you picture when you think of Korea, but I definitely watch a couple K-dramas here and there, and me and
Yeah,
Alex will
guilty.
guilty. um, and me and Alex will talk about that. But it was insane how I felt like I was in Korea there because you've got the really sleek like walls and then the neon signs and then you walk in and it's like the first stand you see is the machi machi which is bubble tea and then it's the jongro which is the hot dog and then after that it's another machi machi which but this one was the donut shop. So
Oh.
yeah, so when you get in you're really like kind of going towards these spots ready to order. They actually have kiosks on the outside for ordering the jongro. And then on the inside, you can order either machi machi from either locations. You just kind of got to go up to those kiosks specifically. And it was really, I got the best thing ever. It was like, it honestly tasted like a strawberry shake, but it was this strawberry matcha drink that came in this canister and it was I say canister because it's literally something you could take to go and like twist it back.
It looks like a canteen.
Yeah,
Is it
almost
was
like
it the oh, it was the strawberry latte with panna cotta.
yes, yes, that's what I got. and it was so good. It tasted like a strawberry shake. And then we got
Yum.
these three different little like donuts, and they're like these bubble donuts is the best way I can describe them. Everyone knows what a bubble donut is, right? It's like
Yeah,
the
like they're like the donuts, but they're like connected, so they look like
yes,
circles.
exactly. Almost like a flower, almost like a circle. And it
Yeah.
was so good too. And those came out quick and ready, hot and fresh, delicious. Um, I
And this
honest,
place, folks really, if you could see it, like the
mm-hmm.
drinks look like art. Like they're very elegant. It's
Yeah.
very, very beautiful.
Mm-hmm. It
With the
is.
way that they craft these drinks, like with layers and colorful layers of, the different things. But the handmade brown sugar latte looks really good.
Oh,
And
so good.
man, they've even got black milk tea with creme brulee. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
this is like more
Yeah.
than just the bubble tea. I mean, this is like
Yeah.
primo. You will
And
feel
it's
elegant when drinking these.
exactly. It was so good. It's right in Koreatown, by the way. So if you are like, oh, I could keep eating, which pop off to you if you can, because I was stuffed. But like you could go anywhere down that area and find something else to eat that was also just as good. Jongro had a Korean barbecue place. I almost convinced them to go karaoke, but no, that was not on the agenda. I wish I did. It's also right nearby Empire State Building. So if you really wanted to do both, you could. It's not a big walk. It's just like kind of navigating New York streets, which wasn't super familiar with, but you just kind of turn a couple corners there.
Well, I
Um,
know you were eating your way through New York City, but were there any other, highlights of the trip in terms of locations you went to that you thought stood out, just from a
yeah.
basic tourist perspective?
Yeah. So I really love going to bookstores as well. We went
Hmm.
to Rizzoli's, which was this super cute bookstore. It's like almost bespoke. It's like you got all these little niche books that you could find. Um,
Bespoke.
in
Someone's pulling out our adjectives today.
sorry. Look at me. Of
Sounds like some
course.
chat GPT generated adjectives
Oh
right
my
there.
goodness.
The bespoke bookstore.
The
But no,
bespoke.
but I will say I'm looking at the picture of it right now. It looks bespoke. I mean,
Thank you.
you've
Yes.
got your black and white tile floors, you've got your black shiny columns. It's got like the books in these gorgeous brown wooden bookcases. It's very chic.
Exactly. I felt like I was in a Nancy Meyers movie walking in there. It was so
Barnes and
cute.
Noble, it ain't.
Okay, wait a minute. I did go to Barnes& and Noble though as well. And guess who I saw and said hello to? I mean,
Ooh.
you might not know. I saw Kristen Ritter. Yeah.
Oh,
She is on Marvel. I knew her lame connection that
Jessica
I knew.
Jones. Jessica
Jessica Jones.
Jones.
I was like, I recognize her. She's from Confessions of a Shopaholic. She was doing a book signing and talk while we were there. And it was super random. We just popped in because
Well,
I wanted to get a
that
book.
that had to have been the universe. You just missed Jimmy Kimmel and Ed Sheeran, but you're able to meet Kristen
Exactly.
Ritter. So,
Exactly. Super nice because I was at Loki, I was kind of in her way while she was getting to the book signing. And she was like, "Hello, how's your day?" And I was like, "Oh my God, she's so nice." So, yeah, I went there. And yet again, I also went to the New York Public Library. Library. Sorry, I said it
that's
weird.
fun.
Yes. Did you know they have a gallery you can view? Like they have mini galleries at the public
Like
library,
art galleries.
like art galleries. So you can walk in and I didn't pay for anything here. So yeah, you walk in and you just go up to a floor and they've got a museum of collections. I even saw like the original Winnie the Pooh.
Oh,
Like,
cool.
no, it was so cool. And I didn't even know. I was like, oh, this is a really cool spot. I want to check out what their public library looks like. But I just wanted to see what they're able to get up to there. And
You did get to stroll through Central Park, correct? I mean, I can't imagine you went to NYC and did not
I
check out
did.
Central Park. I mean, is it everything that
It's
you
every film
know.
movie that you would imagine. Yes.
Oh,
It's
you've got mail.
yes, exactly.
I want to feel like Meg Ryan in Central Park.
I genuinely thought, I was like, am I going to see them filming something here? No, of course not. Also, my legs, totally out of shape, I suppose, because that is a big park. That is a big park. You know where they film all of those shots? Very close to not the center. And I got to the center and I was like, oh my God, it's huge.
It's massive, huh?
Massive. I walked the entire length, not like the interior, where you do the trails. I walked like essentially the entire length of
Uh-huh.
Central Park because I was like, I don't know how to use public. This was one of the first few days. I don't know how to use it. So I just walked it. I was like, surely I'll get where I need to go because I was trying to get to the Met.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a long walk, not for the weak, not for those who don't walk very often, which I do, but it was still hard, still difficult. Highly
Well,
recommend taking the public transport.
as someone who walks 2 hours a day, I
Oh,
probably could handle it.
I think you've got
Uh,
it in you. I think this
I
is your
think I could
spot.
do it. I could I have it handled. But it's definitely on the top places of, one of the locations I want to go.
I think overall, incredible. Went to the Met as well. The Met was the
Oh.
last big thing that, I mean, there was a lot of other little things, but like, I think the Met is one of those iconic spots you hear about, not just from like Gossip Girl, but like from just general New York.
Hmm.
And I didn't have enough time for it. Like, again, kind of like when we were in Sarasota, I could spend hours there and
Yeah.
not know enough. And so that was really
I
one
think
of,
that's a great endorsement.
yeah, honestly, a great endorsement, worth the money. I know it sounds like a tourist trap they have, but it's not. That one's definitely worth it. Very cool gallery. They even have artists on the street selling like their own art. Um, but those are the big highlights of New York.
I'm jealous.
You'll have to
And
go.
I'm gonna have to go next and, go get my bagel. But that's all we have time for this week. But it was wonderful hearing about Lizette, your culinary adventures and NYC highlights. Lizette was just, she's a little Dallas girl,
I'm a
big
little,
Dallas girl in the big city.
yeah, honestly, worth it though.
Well, that's all the time we have for this week, folks. So stay curious and we'll catch you next time.
Bye. Thanks for joining us on this adventure. We hope you enjoyed the journey as much as we did.
Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review Curious Caravan on your favorite podcast platform. It helps more curious minds like you find us.
And if you're hungry for more weird and wonderful travel, follow us on social for extra content and behind the scenes sneak peeks.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep being curious, and we'll catch you on the next episode of Curious Caravan.